broadcast live.
What's up, my bro?
Good on you, my king.
Easy going, easy going.
Easy, big dog.
I'm trying to put, is it 17 years?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, it just became 17.
So how do you rate the greatest of all time?
I think someone who stood the test of time and who is just consistently making a mark, even when the time comes to overhaul, the entire system, rebrand, and just reposition themselves and, still succeed at it over and over. I mean, we've seen that with gang people, people that we consider GOATs. I mean, one of the ones obviously is like Jay-Z. All these years, I mean, what is he now, like turning over, he's over 50, but I mean, he even where he's at like right now, that man can still give you like rest of the year type thing, crush the young dudes and stuff like that. So I think that's the person to me, a lot of the times I reference myself to, and just not giving up and, staying fresh and doing what I need to do, man. And also, of course, gotta be the bars, gotta be the body of work, at least 2 classics, you feel me? Yeah. I can comfortably say at least I have 2 classics under my belt. Yeah. If we're talking Skhanda Republic 1, and if we're talking maybe Dark or Blue, obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and hopefully SR3 can be another classic, so, you know what I mean? So I'll have one up on some of the people that I look up to. So, yes.
It's almost like, I always say that if you're talking 17 years, there's almost like 5 generations of hearts that have come before that, and think about it, I mean, you guys were just off the tip of like our heat, yes, y'all guys were around in the Jersey heat, you guys were around in the Keenan, you were around in the Keenan heat, you're around in the Casper heat, you're around in the Nasty heat, you're around in the Blxckie heat, you even
crazy.
got them on your 6 generations of heat.
That's insane, bro. That's insane if I'm gonna say so myself. You're nice. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I never even looked at it like, okay, cool, so I need to be relevant in all throughout these generations. It was always just the pursuit, man, and the hunger for greatness, and beyond just obviously just the success in music. I knew if I'm doing great in the music space, then I'm able to take care of the family, and you know what I mean. My parents are long retired, so you know what I mean. I still need to do a lot of heavy lifting there. So it's not just me doing this because it's the only thing I have going on in my life. I have other things, bigger responsibilities that are also just like driving me to make sure that I'm comfortable, make sure that the people that are around me are comfortable, my family is comfortable, and now, I mean, just like you, how you surpassed just being the artist guy in front of the camera, we've also managed to transition into other spaces outside the culture. Those are some of the things that I'm also trying to venture into. I know I'm well on my way to really also excelling in those areas, but I think this has given me enough confidence to be able to walk into any boardroom and say, all right, cool, so you already know the face, cut the check.
So the reason why it was key for me to go 7th generational heat, what triggers like a guy who's literally seen the heat from one generation up to this from a hip-hop perspective and being part of the community, what triggers a guy to respond to a 7th generational heat guy like Big Zulu when he hits you? I mean, what triggers you to pick up the pen? I'm sure even your councils and the people you're around with are like, nah, B, it's not the move,
I think for me, I mean, thinking about it, I come from, before getting into this whole music thing, officially, we come from the ciphers and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? We're from that generation, we're from that cloth. And I must be honest, ever since I became professional, whether Teargas all the way till now, I had never actually done the local combat thing. You know, although it was something that I really excelled in, you know, before becoming a proper artist. So, I mean, I've been seeing, all these years, I'm seeing how, okay, it was becoming a norm now to throw rocks at the throne type of thing, you know? Because you have people thinking, all right, cool, so he ain't built like that, you know what I mean? He's just all bark, no bite, you feel me? So I felt like it didn't matter to me whether he's a, you know, the person that he is. Like, he started popping just like a couple years ago, and now I feel like if I feel like he's inferior to me or however, you know, he's still a credible guy.
Straight.
He's a self-made man, and he's got pull, he's got stature. So he's basically calling me out as a man. So, and having seen certain situations before where I was called out, but I never did anything to me. I never did anything about it. I felt like this one, I had to, you know, go about it in a different way. And you know, the timing was perfect because he called me on album mode, so I was able to churn out that record like in a matter of like 24 hours. So for the sport and for the culture, I think it was important for me just to make that like a teachable moment, to say, hey, cool, yeah, I mean, you guys know me as a certain type of individual, but how about we just, you know what I mean, shake the nest a little bit, just to show y'all, just, you know what I mean, it's not all rosy out here.
Tell me about the business. I mean, the merchandising, the clothing, how's that been doing? I've been seeing you doing the drops. You've really been getting out your pocket, you know what I mean? It's like, it's things that like generally you'd be uncomfortable to literally be that guy that's delivering the stuff, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot that's been happening. How's that been going? I know you did a deal with Studio 88,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. The clothing range is going crazy. Shout out to Studio 88 for the opportunity. We are now launching the summer range, which is going crazy as well. It's gonna be available nationwide. The thinking behind the personal drops, going around and, you know, linking up with all those individuals, for the most part, I mean, yes, people might have seen me with Keenan and all those kind of guys. I mean, that's normal. But people hadn't seen me with, you know, like the newer guys. You know, how I ended up collaborating with Young Stunna and Blxckie is because it started off with me pulling up some, yo, here's a thingy for you, and then the relationship was sparked just literally from that interaction. Because I am someone who really embraces all these generations that we're talking about at the same time. I want them to know that, because I mean, the issue with us as OGs is sometimes people think that when the spotlight is on the next person, that you feel away or whatever, you know? And to me, I've always been someone who's like very, I congratulate, I show love and support, and I co-sign. So it was part of me saying, yo, I see what you're doing. Hey, here's a little thing. And you know, we built from there.
All right. So are you gonna be hanging the mic anytime soon? You know, what are we doing? Is this the last project? I mean, it is obviously naming it after a classic, you know, the threats, Snoop Dogg doing Doggy Style to Chronic, when Chronic to, you know, is chronically it never really worked well, you know. What are we saying now, you know, with this version, you know, is this the last one? How do you see your life panning in the music world moving forward, and with the label also?
I think I'm like, as far as like creative output, I've never been in a better position.
Well, yeah, you wrote a diss track in 48 hours and it sounded like a whole damn song.
You know, I am really in a good space as far as like creating and just churning out. I mean, when I started entertaining the idea of this album, I was thinking about it in that light. That okay, cool. Maybe I might just like want to fall back after this one. And also now, like the more the like every break that I keep putting on this monumental structure that I'm building in this body of work, it just feels like, hold up, this is actually like something really, really special. Like, no cap, how I'm feeling, and I'll just say this all the time.
It's my best work.
Like, bro, I believe it is. Like I was able to put out a throwaway record, and it's of that quality, so you can imagine it's on the album. You understand me? Like, and it's not only just about me and how, it's just from a production standpoint, A&R standpoint, and being able to put, just create chaos in the form of pulling people from different worlds and putting them on one record and just making it like, a show-stopping moment. It's like, wait, how do you have this person and that person and that person, and this mashup still makes sense, So I'm trying to showcase my genius just also from that front, not only just by through my penmanship, So by virtue of all those things and whatnot, I still want to continue making music, but it obviously might not be at the same rate as I have, because, I mean, truth be told, I also still want to see the artists that we have on the label also just like really getting up there, I told them, I was like, yo, one of y'all need to retire me. You feel me? Like, what the hell's going on? I need one of you guys to retire me, because if you retire me, then that means you are probably better than me, or you're just as great, meaning you're gonna have an amazing future, So step up, somebody step up, like, step up to the plate and take what's yours, you feel me? But it's not gonna be easy though, because I'm still out here, you feel me, doing what I need to do. So if we get on songs, I'm trying to snap your neck. I don't care if you're a 20-year-old, I'm trying to snap that neck, big dog. So that's just, it's all from a place of love and also from a place of just developing them to actually know, like, cool, so say down the line, a big Zulu pulls up on you. Are you ready? Feel me? So I hope that they study and ingest everything that they see around me, so that pretty soon I can just sit back and be like, all right, cool, so I'm not doing no shows anymore, but I'll just go and be in the crowd and watch one of my guys just crushing it. I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess another thing besides the music, because I mean, your team makes the right music. I just think that also, maybe it's also teaching them to watch the moves. Watch what's not audible. Watch the moves, watch my moves. Study my moves, you know what I mean?
That's dog, like that's to me, because I've literally removed myself from the creative process. I've babysit the homies through and through, just ushering them in, just teaching them the ropes and stuff like that from the music creative process. But I feel like now I'm at a point where I don't want to interfere with any of that. So now the onus is on them to make sure that they excel and become the best versions of themselves without me tainting their sound and their voice and their style and everything like that.
Yo.
So, I appreciate you, big dog, and then, getting the flowers from someone that I was looking up to literally, like when you guys were starting off, and you already know the story. Like I was literally trying to mold myself as the Slikour of Teargas, and you know what I mean? Just making sure that I'm the one that's oiling that engine and things like that, and just also the hustle. I appreciate it coming from you, big dog. Man. The album is out, Skhanda Republic 3. Skhanda World is the movement. My name is KL. It's kind of God K to the Hova.
Broadcast live